I'm Hunter. This is the Family Showdown! Howdy folks, today we are freshly back from Dice Tower Con, and we figured for this week's top 10 list, we will give you our top 10 games that we played at Dice Tower Cons. This is the top 10 games that are new to us.
Yes.
They're not necessarily new games, but we've never played them before. So, games that we'd already played that might be better than these games that we played there.
We do have some big faves, yeah.
Are not included. So, since there would be like complete overlap between Rebecca's and my list, we're doing our first combined top 10. So we're taking the average of her favorites and my favorites and getting a top 10 from that.
Yes.
I guess before we start, we'll do the normal honorable mentions.
Yes.
There's a few games that we played.
Yeah, you should list our played games.
Yeah.
That we've already played before. And obviously we enjoyed them because we jumped in on games or were invited to games or whatever and played games.
Right, so the games that we played that we already played that we really liked, Tides of Time, Shadows over Camelot.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah,
that was probably my favorite playing that game I've ever played.
Yeah, and
so,
Pitch Car.
Thanks, guys.
No comment on Pitch Car.
oh, what? No comment on Pitch Car?
Watch the Dice Tower Con video for more information regarding the third place showing in the championship game of one of us. And Stockpile.
Yes.
Those are games that we've already played that we played at the con. There's a couple games that we tried out that we didn't finish. We tried out Jumbo, which seems like a really fun two-player game. We didn't get to finish that. We were playing that actually in line. Before the...
It was the Wits and Wagers game show.
Wits and Wager game show. We played that in a line. We didn't quite finish because the line started moving. We had to stop.
And it was so late, too. We felt bad if we were going to keep it overnight, so we put it back in the library and we were able to get back out.
But it's pretty good. I don't know if that's a buy for us. It's kind of...
It's really fun. Yeah, it's really fun. I would not say don't. I would definitely say get this game because it was really fun. But for us, we have a lot of very similar games already, so
yeah,
it's one of those that it wasn't so amazing that we're gonna kill ourselves to buy it.
Yeah,
but it's really fun. So
it doesn't really fit a new niche or anything.
Yeah,
it would just kind of be another light two-player game.
Yeah.
So we tried out Star Trek Frontiers, and that rule book just kind of overwhelmed us. Someone was teaching us, and they didn't completely know the rules, so it was kind of a But I really didn't get. I wasn't feeling it. By about the third or fourth turn, I was like, this isn't really for us. I understand if you love Mage Knight, this is an awesome game, but we're
apparently not Mage Knight fans.
This just didn't land in our wheelhouse. It just didn't.
It broke my heart. Frontiers broke my heart. I wanted to love that game.
And what's funny, we were just about to buy this, and we thought, let's try it out first. And I'm glad we did. It's not a bad game.
For getting that one.
It's not a bad game.
No.
But it's just not our kind of game. So there's one other one you might want to mention.
Hunter snagged I didn't officially have it on a Grail list, but it would be a Grail game for me. And he found Trivial Pursuit, the Lord of the Rings Collector's Edition, which is so awesome. Because, of course, that's like nerdiness upon nerdiness, and it's awesome for us. So we played that, and we had a ball playing that, and that was perfect. But obviously, that's not like the world's best game or anything.
Yeah, no,
it's very niche game, but it was very fun.
It's just a reskin of Trivial Pursuit with questions from the movies, the Lord of the Rings movies.
But that was really fun.
Yeah, we used that as a wind down game one night that we played 2-player. It was kind of fun. All right, so now to the real deal. Rebecca doesn't know the order here, so she's going to be reacting to the list. Only I know the order. So our number 10 game that was new to us that we played at Dice Tower Con 2016 was Zany Penguins.
This was really cute. We got to have a little bit of time just to hang out with Z Garcia for a while and play a couple of his games, and that was fun. And this was one of the games that he pulled out. And it's just a cute little zany card game. The artwork is what sold me first on it, because the artwork's adorable. Absolutely wonderful. Cute little card game in a goofy tin, of course, that fits nothing.
Yeah.
Again, rant on the tins. But anyway, it almost takes longer to teach the game than it does to play it.
Yeah. It's just a fun little card game.
Yeah, it was just a cute, fun little card game. That's one of those that'd be really great to get for family game night kind of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of a set collection game with a little twist. If you have the most of a kind, you get like a bunch of points. But if you don't have the most of a kind, your lowest score card of that kind scores. It's just
it counts versus what you have on the table versus what you have in your hand and stuff. And you're trying to get rid of the lower cards, and it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's a fun little goofy card game.
Yeah, that was fun. That's a good one.
All right, so number 9. Our number 9 is Lords of Vegas.
Wow, we must be tying across the line on this.
Yeah, so that's an older game, but we finally got to play it. It's just a crazy, wild, random, dice rolling, fun little game that
was probably our wildest game we played too. It was just so off the wall, crazy fun, and you never know from one to the next if you're going to have your hotels or people. You can steal hotels from people, and you're trading them off, and oh my gosh, and there's dice rolling, so of course with the luck of the rolls.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just
gosh.
there's one roll where she had there's almost no chance to win this humongous casino chain, and she won it, and everybody's like, what just happened?
But I guarantee that I made up for that by rolling several ones later.
It was a fun little game. This is the game I actually gave up playing in the Liar's Dice tournament to finish up, was this Lords of Vegas. So that was a fun one that we played. So onward, our number 8, which is actually in 7 and 8 is a tie, but I used my executive authority and broke the tie because it was a perfect tie. Oh, I should have said that for the 10 and 9, they were both our 10s and 9s. So we both did 10s on Zany Penguins, and we both had 9 for Lords of Vegas. This one is one of the games that tied was her 5 and my 8, and the other one was my 5 and her 8. So I broke the tie in her favor, actually. The one that she liked better, I made 7. But now number 8 is a new purchase for us, El Grande. We actually got this at the flea market.
You got this at the flea market.
Yeah, I got the El Grande original version with all the expansions and a bunch of promos and stuff like that. But we played this late night one night. We just kind of wanted to chill out and play a game together, and we played El Grande, and it was a really, really fun game. I thought it was good. It's an area control game. It's an old game. A new version just came out, El Grande Big Box. It just came out. It has the same thing I got, but mine's the original with all the promos, and now you can get the El Grande Big Box, which is the new version. I don't know what they've changed, but it has all the
newer and shinier,
all the expansions and stuff in it as well.
That's cool.
It was a fun little game.
I like that one, because it's got a little tower.
Yeah.
That one's neat, and you're just chucking dice in there, and you have to remember what you put in the tower. So this is not a great game to play late at night.
Yeah, I remember when we played it, I was like, I have 1 or 2 in there, and I lifted it up, and I had 6 or 7 in there. I'm like, what? So yeah, it's a fun little, just a pure area control game with some you select cards that give you special abilities, but the special abilities basically drives the area control. So it's a straight boiled down. It's just area control.
I look forward to playing that multiplayer actually.
Yep.
I'd be curious.
So that was our number 8. It was my number 5, her number 8, and it ended up being our number 8. And then the one that was tied with, which was her number 5 and my number 8, was Archaeology, the card game.
Yeah, I really like that one. That's the other one we got to play with Z and his friend Danielle, and that was really fun. I think this one's going to be one of those that I eventually want to buy. Yeah. Another game that we could pull out with our family, and you could still make that a gamer game too, because it's got enough meat to it. But it's really fun, and you're trying to. It's like an Indiana Jones card game. You're trying to collect different things and like parchments and stuff. But yeah, it's a set collection. But there's cards that are the thief cards, so you can steal from other people and this and that. I really enjoy. There's several variations to it and how you can play it different ways.
Yeah, it's a really cool one. It's a set collection, but it's kind of got almost like a pressure luck mechanism because you're collecting artifacts, and if you turn in 1, you get so many points. 2, you get more. 3, and it's more you get. The higher that set's going to be when you put it down. But they have sandstorms that cause you to lose half your cards, so you're pushing your luck trying to get a large number of the same kind of card, but you can end up losing a lot of your cards potentially. So it's kind of a risk-reward kind of thing. It kind of got that Jaipur thing to it, where the more you turn in, the more valuable it is, kind of thing.
Yeah, so, some things are worth more than others.
Yeah, it's a really good one. It comes in a little tiny box. I bet it's super cheap, and we'll probably end up getting it at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was our number 7. Was a tied for 7 with El Grande, but I allowed it to be number 7.
You allowed it.
And our number 6 is a little bit older game. It's not brand new, but I think it came out 2 years ago or so. and that is Istanbul.
Ooh, yes.
Her number 4, my number 7. It ended up being number 6.
Gosh, yeah.
So it's a great little. It's got a board. It's really weird, but you set out areas in a grid, and each little tile has something that you can do, and you move your little merchant, your little guy and his assistants around, and you get to take the action of that tile. And really, the game boils down to you're just trying to collect a certain number of gems, but you have to do
certain things to get them.
Yeah, you have to do. It could take 3 or 4 moves to be able to get one gem, and it's just a race to get a certain number of gems quicker.
I want this game for that reason too, because the way you lay the tiles down, they had a beginner's thing, but you could set them down and you could change that game completely by how you position which tiles, because some of them give you such a benefit if they're really close together.
Right.
But if you have to do a lot of traveling, it may not be worth it to you. So there's that gamble, there, and just with the setup and variability of play, and that's really, really a fun game. So check that one out. And we played that 3-player, but I could see that playing really well 2-player. I didn't check to see if it had much of a variant, but I can't imagine it has much of one.
Yeah, I think you just have to get more gems.
Probably.
That's probably the only difference.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's an awesome game.
Yeah, so Istanbul, and this is out. I don't know if you can find it, but it's one of the. They may be all gone at this point, but it's one of the Red Dot Barnes and Noble games. But of course, I didn't. There was none in our area. Yeah. I tried to find it actually to get it a few weeks ago, or whenever the sale started, and there wasn't any in our area.
Cleaned out.
So now we're getting into some big hitters here.
They all are in my book. They were all good, but yes.
We're getting into big hitters. So this is her number 6, my number 4, and that is Royals. That's a brand new game from Arcane Wonders. It's one of the Dice Tower Essentials games, and it's just a really cool. I guess it's area control kind of game. It's got kind of you gather cards, kind of like Ticket to Ride, and you can try to get a set of cards. And when you get a certain number of cards, you can go to a certain area and influence a noble. And the more powerful the noble, the more of the same type of card you have to have. So you have to keep collecting cards. And do you want to go early and get a lesser noble, or do you want to save up more cards and get a bigger noble? And then there's also, in addition, and you try to influence countries, and if you get the influence on a country, you get points. There's a bunch of different ways to get victory points. You can influence a country, you can influence certain type of nobles. You can. It's just really cool. And one of the things I really like about it is that when you're done, all your victory points are like laid out in front of you. You just add up all your little tiles you've earned throughout the game, and that's your score.
Well, I like too that there's kind of 2 different kinds of area control, because you've got the countries on the main board, but then off to the side you have like the Duke and the King and the Princess, and every time you go to one of those, you get to put one of your pieces on them, and even if you get bumped off, your piece still stays there, even if you're bumped off of the main map. So you're collecting points somewhere regardless. So there's always this battle going on, and that was a really fun game. I really.
Yeah, it's a really light, I think family friendly kind of area control game, and it looks beautiful. It's a very beautiful. Yeah. I heard that the older version, this is a reprint, I think, and the older version didn't look as nice. So it's really beautiful, wonderful. It's a buy when it's I don't know if it's available yet or not. I'm not sure if it is, but when it does come out, we're probably going to get Royals. That's a really, really good one.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So moving onward to another brand new game, we're seeing a trend. Brand new game. Her number 2. My number 6.
What? You labeled it as a 6?
Yeah. Imhotep. It's a brand new. It's just. I think it just came out last month.
It's out. Yeah, I think it's out now.
It's a brand new game. It's a Egyptian themed game where you're putting cubes on a ship, and you take those ships and you put them in certain areas, and you do different actions, and based on where you go, you get to do the actions of that area and gain victory points.
I love that game.
It's a really beautiful, super light game. I mean, you have 3 choices. You either take cubes and put them on your sled. I guess you have 4 choices. You put your cube on the boat and ship the boat to a spot, or you can play a blue card, which basically lets you do something special.
But I like too that you can flip over the main board and have a different type of game. Yep. And the nice thing is each section has 2 sides, so you could flip over some, but not all. I mean, you can mix the game up, and it's really fun, the trade-off. If I stack these a certain way, each one's different, subtly different on how it scores the points, and it's just I don't know. The weight reminds me kind of Medieval Academy too. You have a lot of different things you're doing, and they're all good choices. So it's easy to teach and to learn, and really fun. Yeah, so go check that one out. It's awesome.
Great game.
It's much better than he says it is.
Hey. I think I like the heavier games a little more than the.
I think you did.
Games.
I think probably.
I think that's the difference. So that was our number 4.
Yeah.
Imhotep. All right, and then our number 3, which was her number 7.
What?
My number 1.
I knew you liked that.
Age of the Empires 3: The Age of Discovery. This is another flea market purchase. We got the original version. There's a brand new, bright and shiny version that just came out, but we got the original version with all the expansions, all the promos, all everything at the flea market, and I love this game. This is like it's like a worker placement Civ game. It's just really, really cool. It hits on all cylinders for me. Not only do you have the worker placement, you have the whole Civ thing. You build up your powers and
that was fun. That's really
and it's an area control game on top of that. So it's got a lot of things going for it. It's really cool game. I love it.
That's another one of those that had nothing but really good choices in it too. You're trying to put your people down, you're like, gosh, I could get so many benefits from doing this, but if I go and do this, you kind of have to map out which way you want to go with that game. But you don't want to ignore some of the things either, because someone could run away with the game. We discovered that pretty quickly. It's like, ooh, I started to get some bonuses for something that, if he had completely ignored, I would have just completely annihilated him in. It was really neat to see there's so many different checks and balances in that game.
Yeah, it has that Civ feel to it, like in a lot of Civ games. If you ignore military, you really get mad. You don't have to go all out military, but you need some, right? So she was getting this one bonus that was just growing and growing and getting bigger and bigger. I'm like, okay, I got to switch gears and start blocking that. And it actually, she won that game by 1 point.
Yes.
So yeah, it was a blast. Age of Empires 3: The Age of Discovery. I think it's just called Age of Discovery now. I think it's a brand new game.
Yeah, it's worth checking out.
Nice shiny box, and they've upgraded some stuff and changed some of the rules. But we played the original game, and it was a blast.
Yeah, if you want to try a Civ game, this would be a great way to go because it does go so quickly. You're not going to spend 4 hours of your life.
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, and we learned to play and play. We learned to play and played it in a little over an hour and a half. So that's 2-player. I think it gets more players. Than maybe
but still.
All right, so that's our number 3. It should have been number 1. Age of Empires 3. So our number 2, and this was going to be an immediate purchase after we played it, but it was already sold out at the con, and that is Orléans.
Oh, Orléans.
That's her number 3 and my number 2. Just a really fun bag building game.
Yes, I absolutely love that game.
Yeah. And
it was worker placement, but bag building, and it was great because you pulled your workers out of the bag, so you never knew which ones you were going to get, and they're color-coded by their occupation. And what you want to accomplish, of course, requires certain colored people. And there's a wild with the monks.
Yeah.
The monks were wild, and so of course you instantly start duking it out to try to get all of the monks you can. And it was just really fun. And it's got event cards or tiles, I guess, that come out. So you have to resolve those as you're trying to deal with balancing out what you're trying to accomplish and this and that and get points. And that's a really fun game.
Yeah, it was really,
oh my goodness.
It was a blast. It was just, I think we may be a little bit spoiled because we're playing the deluxe version, which is off the charts expensive. So
yeah, we should never do that again.
But I think we'll be all right with the regular version. So
it's neat.
No, it's just a blast, and it has a cool mechanism that you can take your workers and put them on a town hall, I think, and you take those and they go off and do good deeds. And it's a way not only to get bonus points at the end of the game.
Get rid of extra guys.
It gets rid of stuff you don't need anymore.
That's cool.
You can kind of send them off. It's a way to cull workers out of your hand. It not only culls your workers out of your bag,
but you're doing something,
but you get points for it at the end. So it's a great end game. At the end game, I was just chunking guys over there as fast as I could to try to.
But they're still giving you points and accomplishing stuff. It's crazy. I really like that. I don't know of any other games that you cull something and it gives you a benefit on top of it.
Yeah, I think this was the game of the year. The strategy game of the year.
Oh,
the Spiel des Jahres game. Not the Spiel or something. It's like the old the heavy strategy game of the year last year. But anyway, so that's cool. Number 2.
Very good game.
Orléans. All right, and our number 1. game that we played at the con. A little bit older game, but she completely loved it, and I liked it quite a bit. It was her number 1, my number 3, and that was Core Worlds.
Yay! Love this game. This is neat, too, because you've got a bunch of different planets, Core Worlds. Check that title out. But you can go and get... you probably describe the game better than I do, but the whole point of the game, you're trying to complete and get your own fleet together. Or army, and you're going to have some air, and you're going to have land troops. And you go after certain worlds to dominate them, and they're worth victory points.
Yeah, it's a deck building game. I mean, you start off with a small little deck, and then you use those. You use your troops, like you said, air and ground guys, to recruit new worlds, and you can buy new troops, and you build up more and more. And at the end, you're buying these massive worlds that give these tons of victory points at the end. I think it was originally a Kickstarter game. Gosh,
really?
I don't know how long ago it was.
Really? That was a Kickstarter? Wow.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Wow, it's good.
And we lucked out and got it at the flea market. We got Core Worlds with both the expansions and a broken token insert.
Christmas.
So it was Christmas. In fact,
where'd you hide that thing?
Where'd I put Core Worlds?
I don't know. I haven't even seen where you put everything yet. You should. Our stuff's in flux again.
It'd be worth showing. If we can find it.
Oh, it's behind me.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Stop up for a second. We'll pop it out and show it to everybody.
Show everybody the stuff. It is so beautiful. All right.
So we got this at the flea market for a steal. I won't say how much we paid for it, but we got Core Worlds. This is the expansion box, and we got a broken token insert with it as well.
Oh gosh.
So this is her little steal of the con. Was this game.
Oh yeah, and they got the these things here.
That's one of the expansions.
Yeah, the different expansions and stuff. It's really fun, and it's going to be one of those games, again, as you're building up your decks and stuff, it's completely different every game. And you can go target, depending on what you start out with and what you see that is advantageous to you, you might want to focus on getting a different giant core world at the end of the game.
Yeah.
So it can change
or
it up
in some cases, those that win the game get 2 of those core worlds.
Yeah, rub it in, okay.
But no, it's a great deck building game with a super cool space theme on top of it. It's just a really...
Oh my gosh.
It was an instant buy. I thought I was going to have to go to my friendly local game store and buy it, but we walked by and saw it at the flea market and snatched it up. So we're excited about having this in our collection.
Yep.
Our number 1 game of the con. Her number 1, my...
Number 3, I think you
my
said.
number 3.
Yeah.
Core Worlds. Well, there you go. There's all the cool games we got to play at the con. We got to meet so many people and play so many wonderful games with some people we knew and some people we didn't know. New friends, I guess.
Yep, con friends. We have con friends.
Con friends. So tell us what games you've played recently that you really, really like, or games that you're looking forward to getting down in the comments. And if you like our videos,
subscribe.
Bye.
See ya.